Assessment type 3 is the personal endeavour, and it's the external assessment, and it's weighted at 30%. Now, the personal endeavour is marked initially by the teacher, and then it's independently marked again by a SACE board appointed marker. Both the teacher and the SACE board appointed marker use this scale of grades and the corresponding numeric values, and they will award each student a numeric value that corresponds to the performance standards. The two independent marks are used to form the overall student grade for the personal endeavour. Now, it's important to acknowledge that there are word limits for the personal endeavour. For students undertaking a 10 credit subject, it's 1,000 words or 6 minutes multimodal. For a 20 credit subject, 2,000 words or 12 minutes multimodal. For the external assessment, the subject outline specifies the actual criteria for assessment. So all students, regardless of if they're doing a 10 or a 20 credit subject, they need to cover these 5 specific features here. So AU1, about development of knowledge, skills and concepts, their capability, their exploration of information and using a variety of sources, their analysis using a variety of perspectives, and then their communication of ideas and opinions. Students can present their evidence in a variety of formats, and we do encourage multimodal formats. The examples here in the Plato course are largely written reports, but that's only an illustration. Please encourage your students to use multimodal formats. The other thing to be really aware of and encourage your students is to ensure they cover both aspects of the requirements of the personal endeavour. So about 3/4 of the evidence should be about the investigation aspect of their personal endeavour, so the story of their personal endeavour, their analysis, etc. And then 1/4 of it needs to be related to the capabilities. A lot of students do it. The first 3/4 is the investigation, the capabilities is the last quarter. Doesn't have to be that way. The capability can be throughout, but just ensure all students cover those 2 aspects.
For the science program focus for the personal endeavour, students have an individual choice, so they sit down and do a brainstorm of why they've chosen this particular integrated learning science, and it's a very individualised project. Students can complete written work, multimodal work, all media work, depending on what they choose. They look at research tasks in science, experimental tasks, they look at issues in science, and we split it up into 2 sections where they focus on what they're actually going to do and then focus on the capability and how it links to their particular endeavour of choice.
I teach 2 integrated classes at Keswick Senior College with the focus being sport. For the personal endeavour, students pick a area of interest with sport. If they struggle with this, we guide them towards picking an occupation that requires a fitness test, such as the police, fire or defence force, and then create a 6-week training program to try and improve their chances of passing that test.
So our personal endeavour is based around the focus of art or urban art. So it's totally up to the individual student what they're going to choose to do and the way they're going to present that information. They can choose their own capabilities, so for some it will be personal and social, some might be literacy, some might be IT and communication type thing. So once they've decided on it, the evidence that they present can be in a range of formats, so again totally reliant on them. They must include an explanation of the connections between the capability that they've chosen and the program focus, so that will be part of the assessment task.